was the funniest thing because I looked at the time, and you were due to land at 10:25, and the airport fortunately isn't too far from us here at Skeinz. So I know. So it was like literally 10 past. And I thought, oh, I'll track and see how far off the flight is to land. And I literally pulled it up to have a look at it, and it said, landing. And I said to Claire, it says it's landing. And then as we said it, she goes, there he is. And then you see the plane literally tracking in past the office, because we were on the flight path into the airport. So jumped in the car and hightailed it in perfect timing, and here we are.
I got distracted by 2 seconds by the faux taxidermy nets in the background. Pardon me, everyone.
So Ethan's literally been here 10 minutes. So he's hasn't even had a chance to have a good look in and even get his feet on the ground. But you're here. I'm here
in person.
I know.
It's and the weather's perfect. Yeah, nice and short.
Yes.
0 turbulence. Clear as the whole way through.
Yeah, great.
And that's about it.
So we're here, and we are. We had to clean out the back of my car because, of course, yes, it was so funny. I completely forgot. And then there were things. I have a van, and there are things in there left from the other half, and I was like, oh, good grief, So I needed to clean all of that stuff out in order to be able to fit all our stock and stuff in. So I'll
have a little bit.
Yeah. And so anyway, that's more exciting. So the reason we're here is Ethan has flown up to Napier, and we're going to road trip it to Wellington tomorrow for Capital Fibre Fest.
Super excited for.
Super.
Can't wait for Capital Fibre Fest.
Oh, Capital Fibre. I keep calling it the wrong name.
It is Capital Fibre Fest.
It is Capital Fibre Fest.
Oh my God.
It is so. I'm really excited.
Yeah, it's going to be a great time.
It's going to be great. There's 38 traders.
Yeah.
38. The hall is absolutely, the venue's packed. It looks amazing.
Zoe's done such a great job organizing it. And the whole Upper Hut Spinners, they've just been so onto it.
They're an incredible group. They're a really wonderful group. And it's so well organized, right down to they organize lunch for us. We're able to pre-order lunches. And
I brought snacks.
Yeah, there's just... Yeah, it is just so well done.
It is a trading dream now. As in... It is. We are very lucky in New Zealand overall, between Wool Fest up in Auckland just being superb with Margaret, and you don't have to really think about anything with Wool Fest. Same with Capital Fibre Fest. Even Wool Feast this year was pretty smashing success.
Yeah, incredible smashing success.
Yes, so smashing that we're going to have to find a new venue because there was too many of you.
Oh, and that's just it. I think people are really hungry to sort of get together and go to events. Yeah. We saw that in Auckland. Auckland was insane.
Yes, you could hear them outside the doors, practically rattling the cage.
Yeah, and it was just, and there was such a vibe and energy in the air. And I think, I really do believe that Upper Hutt is going to be the same. I have a really good feeling about it. I've spoken to so many that are travelling down pretty much the whole lower half of the North Island, coming in for the day to visit. So kicks off on Saturday, 10 a.m. I think it used to be called the Expressions Arts Centre. I think it's now called the Whirinaki Arts Trust. If anyone, there'll be someone in here that'll be able to...
Someone Google.
But it's was it Whirinaki Road? I know Whirinaki is in there, and I remember that because there's a Whirinaki here. It might be Whirinaki Road. Oh, look, there's a poster I have up on the wall. Look, there we go.
Can I just read it?
Yes, now there we go. Whirinaki Whare. There you go. That's what it's called. Whare. That's what it's called now. I knew there was a Whirinaki in there. 10 till 3. Go me. Just
Saturday, July 10th.
Which is on Saturday.
This Saturday.
This Saturday.
We're so organized.
We are.
Amazingly.
So there are 4 cartons sitting out in my loading bay.
There are 4 cartons.
Which have got your name on them.
Which the Blessed Helen packed.
So what's in there?
So as we all know, I now have a Helen.
Yeah.
Who's the greatest thing since sliced bread. So now I get to stand behind my desk and go, these are the things I would like to bring with me, Helen. And Helen packs it all very carefully and neatly so I can actually do something with it when I arrive, which, if any of you have a good experience with me this weekend, please remember to thank Helen.
Yeah.
So with me, I have brought all of the currently in stock Rebel Destiny light colors. We are down a couple. The Aeon and I believe Justice are the first 2 casualties. And Lucky. So we are down Lucky, the Aeon, and Justice, but we have all the other colors still. Some of them, this is the last 20. So if you're there with me, please make sure you're buying enough. We have Sock Bandit.
Yes.
I brought every color of Sock Bandit because we know there are lots of sock knitters and we know there are lots of great, really beautiful hand-dyed sock yarn, but sometimes you need sock yarn that hits a budget, and Sock Bandit is the king of budget sock yarn.
And the two new colors are just
Rogue and Escapade.
Rogue and Escapade are just fabulous. And then there was also, Brave. Brave, I think, was one of the
Adventure and Frolic.
Yes, Frolic.
Adventure and Frolic, and I think that I managed to. I took some stock out of the actual shop for all of you as well. So we do, I believe, have Daring and Rapscallion as well, but Intrepid, she gone.
Yeah, we've got no Intrepid here.
And I did bring my Adelaide sample so you can see what it's like as a garment, which is knit naturally in Intrepid.
Yeah.
So you can see the yarn, you just can't have the yarn. Classic. As well, I brought with me all of our remaining stock of hedgehog fibers. So we have our sock, our twist sock, and the remaining Tweety for this order. We will be getting a restock, but we are not going to be telling you which colors are coming back, or how many colors are coming back, or how many colors we're getting. The one thing I will tell you, because the cat is a little bit out of the bag, is that we are doing some epic custom fades in the next order, but we have enough stuff to get you through any project. So if you've been thinking of a So Faded, or a Plumpy, or a What the Fade, or a Oops, I Faded Again, I lose track of all of Andrea's patterns. She's wonderful, but it's a lot of words with fade in it. If you're looking at any of those, we have the yarn for it with us. And then last and not least, there's something else we have with us, I'm pretty sure. Just can't remember what it is, which is classic. Oh, Bohemia Light. Oh, wow. Adoy. We have Bohemia Light with us. So we brought all the currently in stock colors of Bohemia Light, which we're very, very happy with, which includes Charming, Radiance, and Bewitched, which are beautiful. Those are our 3 new colors. If you haven't seen them, they never existed before on Bohemia Light. Never existed ever. So we've got those guys. And I did bring, from the depths of my sample bin, the twigs. So I brought the twigs with me so that you guys can have a look at what Bohemia is like knitted up at a super dense gauge. I think you're going to love the Bohemia Light that way. Yeah. The twigs was so much fun to make. Yeah. Maree watched me make about a third of it.
Yeah. A third of it got made while we were consuming alcoholic beverages, which is even more impressive. And it just at that gauge.
So good.
It is so sumptuous. It is just, even to have a look at it, because you and I, these are the sorts of conversations we have when we're not doing
very
this.
Interesting.
Yeah, we often talk about gauge and interpretation of gauge, and one of the things that so often is prevalent is that is a very relaxed interpretation of gauge, and you actually forget that if you pull it back in the other direction, the absolute pleasure that you get.
I mean, I do tend to. So this is an Aran Wheat, what I'm wearing right now, and I knit this on a 5mm needle instead of the 6mm that you would normally knit an Aran Wheat on. And for a superwash merino, you can really see all of the cables in it standing out. And so anything like this that you're knitting at a denser gauge, you're just going to get a great result from it. And I'm a big believer in gauge meeting the yarn that you're using. So, if it's a woolen spun, yes, once blocked, its gauge will shift. You can push that gauge out a little bit. If you're holding double, for example, you can push your gauge out. But if you're holding single and it's got some alpaca present, the denser the better.
Yeah, the denser the better. And I mean, and actually, since you've said right there, we're going to go here. I have started Shoji.
I did that.
So this was the decision. So after I spoke to Ethan last Thursday, he came up with some suggestions. This is the one that I absolutely love. So Shoji by Nora Gowan. He had me at Nora Gowan, to be fair.
It's such a cool garment.
It is a great garment. And I was just saying to Ethan just before we started, so I cast this, I was determined to get this cast on before he arrived. So I got this cast on Tuesday. And I'm one of these people that does actually go through and read the pattern from beginning to end.
Same.
Before I cast on, right? Yeah. So I am one of those annoying people. So I was going through and I'm looking through and I had my highlighter out for the steps and I get to this portion here, okay, cold is good as gold.
So pretty.
And then I get to the schematic. So I'm a huge fan of schematics. I love a good schematic.
Same.
So we've got the schematic here, right? And I'm looking at it going, okay, you know, oh yeah, 2 rectangles, that's working for me, a little trapezium at the top, excellent. And I'm looking at the width of the, and I'm doing the second to largest size because there's a good amount of ease there and I don't want to go too big. So I've decided to go for second to largest, which I think was the 48 to 50 inch size, which I think is going to be about right. So anyway, I'm looking here and I'm looking for my size and the length of that bottom rectangle because I thought it looks quite thin, you know, it looks quite thin. And I looked at it and it was 259 centimeters. Okay, 259 centimeters. That's 2.5 meters. 2.5 meters. And I was just like, here. So then I had to go to the next schematic, and I'm thinking, okay, that seems
assembled view.
Assembled view.
Oh my god.
And then I actually realized, oh, it's like an origami, and it's all sort of like folded over onto itself, and it's like, you know, So and that's why I think you read the patterns, because if you hadn't actually have done that and started that, and so this is the stitch pattern here, which is essentially just a 1x1 rib offset. Yeah. So there it is there.
It's beautiful.
And I am doing it with the Aria and Whisper Fine, with the cozy. Together, and these are dyed, would you believe, dyed exactly the same shade. And look at the difference with the base yarn. Look at the difference that you can see that the mohair, the kid mohair, has a vibrancy to it, and it's great because it actually gets picked up almost like a sort of a heathered effect in the stitching, and it's accentuated by this textured stitching. And
you're not losing any texture. No, find that mohair.
No, I'm not. And that was the thing. You would think by having that you would. But the other thing I also did when we were discussing this was I had my laddered swatch, which started at 4mm needles all the way through to, I think, 6. Yeah, 6. And I like the denser gauge. I preferred the denser gauge, and because you don't lose that
definition,
stitch definition. So you're getting all this beautiful halo softness, but you're getting all the definition of the pattern as well. So I'm now into. I've got my pattern established. I've got it locked away.
That's just smooth sailing.
Yeah, locked away in the brain. I don't need the pattern anymore. I can just chug along with it now, which is the sort of knitting for this time of year I love. So easy. So if you feel like you want to do a shoji with me, do. This I mean, I
be sad.
No, I can, and also I think once I get the construction nailed with this, like I've done the first 1-2 pattern, then actually grading this up and down
is really simple.
Really simple, because it'll just be a matter of doing a percentage sliding scale on
just
it.
Make it longer or wider. Yeah.
And it will. I think it will be one of those shapes, because these sort of relaxed wrap shapes all in at the moment. I can see me doing a few of these.
Interesting, because Nora has actually quite a collection of these sorts of garments. The thing about designers who are prolific, which Nora is, I guess, possibly
the most prolific. Thousands
of patterns.
Thousands of patterns of Maree.
Is, you do find, no matter how inventive, and like, trust me, no one is inventive like Nora Gon is inventive.
No, she's incredible.
Like, I saw a starfish one day, so I made a cable out of it.
Yeah.
Okay, cool story, Nora. True story, but cool story.
Yeah.
She does like to return to certain shapes and to consistently reinterpret a given shape. So this sort of relaxed thing with a slight bat wing that has a fit that is really comfortable is a classic Nora Gon thing. I would say when you're looking at her whole collection of work, there's very much nothing in it that has what I refer to on myself as the sausage casing effect. Where no matter how perfect you are, the way that something is shaped and structured, it makes you look like a sausage. And none of her work is like that. No. It's all very comfort oriented, because she's not someone, if you see her personal style and the things that she knits for herself, you'll see that most of them are a fairly relaxed sort of square shape with a hint of waist shaping and just a touch of like actual elegance to them. And that's what this is to me, is the shape and structure of it it's just very relaxed and elegant. And
for me, this style of cardigan that I liked is the fact that, the model is wearing, she's wearing black trousers and a black top, which is sort of for me, quite normal if I'm going to wear knitwear. So that's sort of a basic uniform that I would wear all the time for work. But also this style of wrap cardigan would look equally as good over the sort of long line maxi dresses that I have, and it will provide a little bit of sort of interest and structure over a.
And you can wear it both ways because it's a transformable. How did you describe it? Transformable cocoon cardigan?
Yeah.
You know, you can't beat Nora for a garment where you're like, what is this going to be? And at the end, you like, I mean, I like to think of garments like this as the adult version of the baby surprise. Like you knit this weird thing and then you sew 2 short seams and suddenly you've got a whole different item.
Oh, yes, exactly.
Baby surprise is, of course, the Elizabeth Zimmerman classic baby garment that
with the mitered corners.
Yeah, mitered corners that I have knit once and will never knit again because I don't knit for babies. Fun fact.
It is actually, if you've got particularly Pulse in your collection.
Oh, Pulse would be so
cool in Baby Surprise. It would be
because Baby Surprise, like, wasn't there a big heap of them knit in Noro at one point? Wasn't that the thing?
Because the colours, it really accentuated the colours as they went across that mitered square, and then you actually changed direction.
Because Elizabeth Zimmerman was a big Noro fan.
Huge.
She used to do a lot of really interesting math with her pie shawls and planned pooling. I think she has a drop stitch scarf designed to work with.
And I think also too, she worked a lot of her designs like that were designed to work with homespun yarns. Yeah. I know that those who are spinners, home spinners, love her.
Yeah,
work because of that.
And it's so approachable. Yeah. You never there's no getting lost in the Elizabeth Zimmerman pattern.
Well, what I love about this shoji, so if you're wanting to do shoji with me, I'm doing it in the double-stranded. Now, you don't have to do that. This is just for me because I've been itching to do a double-stranded project, and in my head, I'd committed to do that. If you wanted to have it look like this, the Albertine and Silver Plover, which we've actually got on Spotlight and sale for the month, would give you a cardigan.
So close.
That would look almost exactly like this. It would be amazing. But the other yarn that would work incredibly well in this is a DK. I mean, vintage is a no-brainer, but also our Flight Merino, which is spun to the same in there, and that's what we're taking to Capital Fibre Fest. It's on sale this weekend. So I sent out a email day before yesterday. There was actually a mistake in there. I put a wrong price. In fact, I made the price too much. Oh, it's even better. So
that's a mistake people can live with.
It is a mistake people live with. So Flight, so it wasn't on Flight, but Flight is going up $5 a ball, and we are doing packs $40 a pack.
Ready? It's gonna fly out the door.
Fly out. Oh, stop it! I walked straight into that one, didn't I? Yeah. It's going to fly out the door. So Flight at $5 a ball and $40 a pack. Now, fear not, if you cannot make it to Capital Fibre Fest, we're doing what we did at Woolfest, and we are putting that promotion online as well. It will be available in store here on Saturday only, and it will go live at midnight on Saturday night. It's already there to go. So if you aren't going to be in Wellington, you can order those online. So there's the Flight. Then we also have Merino Soft, and included in the Merino Soft are the Water Lily prints as well. And this is a new one. It's just arrived in. Ooh. Look at that. It's called Le Jardin. So the garden. Beautiful.
It's very pretty in person.
Very, very pretty. Now, this was the mistake. I had the ball price correct for Merino Soft, which was $6 a ball, but it's actually going to be $50 a pack. And I think in the newsletter I had $60 a pack. So 60 is good, but 50 is even better. Yeah. So this is going to be $50 a pack. This, if you are a charity knitter, so Merino DK for $40 a pack, and Merino 4-ply for $50 a pack.
Can't go wrong.
It is an absolute no-brainer. So do make sure that you let anybody know if you've got any groups that need to stock up. These are actually better offers than what we had at Epic Sale. So if you're needing to stock up your charity groups, or you've got a little bit of a fund, this is the time to get it, because these offers are only available at the event in Wellington, at the event in Upper Hutt on Saturday, in store here on Saturday, or online Saturday and Sunday only. But wait, there's more. So Claire and I went through, we had some time this morning, and we thought, no, we want to take something. The only reason we're doing this is because we can fit them in the cars. She packed her car. I've got my car in there to pack. We've realised that we've got some extra room, so we're going to bring this.
Tell us more.
So the Skeinz tweed, the Shifting Sands collection, which you guys have loved, it was on sale for $3.95 when we first launched it for that first couple of weeks. A lot of people missed out. So what we're going to do, just again this weekend, for those that missed out but want to get it, we're going to take these for pack sales only.
Pack sales only.
Pack sales only, $40
All
a
of my
pack.
advice: always buy a bag.
So $40 per pack, which is essentially what the opening price was. So $40 a pack. These are going to be coming down to Wellington, and again in store and online. So it means that you can pick those up for that price as well. And you can, it is just utterly perfect to get it in there. Oh, thank you guys. Kathy's gone and put in.
Kathy is
showed you. I know, she's so good, isn't she? So she's gone and put all of those in there. So that is what we're taking, and that's it. We're not taking anything else. We're keeping it really simple with us.
I'm keeping it really complicated, apparently.
Yeah. Well, we just decided to keep it really straightforward and go with because we know that we had a look at the mix of the traders that were there. And it's wonderful. There is honestly something there for every yarn crafts person, every knitter. If you're a hand spinner, you will be in heaven.
Oh, yeah. I think Wyoming carding.
Oh, Wyoming are there. Can Carding's there. Dun Craig are there. Who else did I see? I think it was Lynn there for 5 to go. I couldn't quite remember.
Oh, I hope so.
Yeah, there was honestly.
I assume Lynn's there.
There was Union Fiber. She's going to be there. So if
the Bonnie is loose.
The Bonnie is loose, and she will have her glorious fibre in her yarn there. So there's like in terms of yarn, you've got you guys are there. You've got Happy Go Nitty is there. Harney's Hoolies is there. Hanging Rock Roost is there. Union Fibre, as I said, is there. Delaney NZ's there. I know she's been dyeing up a storm.
Good. She's going to be next to me, I think.
Yeah, she.
We're side by side.
You guys are in in sort of a little thing. Yeah, you've got Nanette next to you as well.
Oh, I've got Nanette too.
The lovely Nanette from Yarns, and Nanette does. So she has. I think she's got. I don't know what she's bringing, but Nanette has great accessories as well as really interesting yarn.
Oh, you know what I forgot? I'm sorry, everyone, to do this to you. I forgot one thing that I'm bringing that is the last time you're going to be able to get it, actually. I forgot that I put this together for Capital Fiber Fest.
Yeah.
I found 13 more balls of Argos.
Oh!
And so what I have with me, and only for this weekend, is I have 13 Marmalade cat kits, which is a collaboration with a New Zealand-based designer. So it comes with everything you need to make marmalade, and I also packed marmalade. He's in my suitcase. And so at the last minute, the kits arrived just in time because our Kajwara has been slightly delayed due to international shipping issues. Shocker. However, I do have 13 Marmalade cat kits. They're $45 each. They're so cute, and they're so much fun to make. And once this is gone, that's it. Yeah. Because these are the last 15 balls of Argos. Yeah. And it's a lot to bring back Argos just for some cat kits. Yeah. No offense, everybody.
So it is. There is, I've got FPOS. Have you got FPOS?
I've got FPOS. Yeah. I've got FPOS in cash. I always prefer FPOS. Don't be shy, but also like we can definitely pump you through some cash. Yeah. I think most
of the bigger traders now have FPOS.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
I can say that our little huddle, if you will, of traders who come down regularly to trade with us at HQ, they all have FPOS. They'll bring their own FPOS when they come. So you don't have to worry about that. Our fabulous personalities will, of course, be there because they come attached to us. And I think, is there a cafe on site?
Yeah, there is. There's a cafe and bakery
on site.
There's plenty. The social area too. I did pop a map in the newsletter. So if you haven't opened the newsletter from Tuesday, do actually pop
I did put a link to the map in my newsletter.
Yeah, as well. So there is a map in there with a big stonking arrow of where we're going to be, so you don't miss us. We're right next to Happy Go Nutty, so we'll be easy to find. And there's a lovely, huge, big area of social area for knitting as well. So don't. One of the things I would say is don't cut yourself short of time to visit the event. Give yourself a good couple of hours to relax, have a look around, chat,
And once you're done shopping with us, then look at everyone else's yarn.
And also come prepared. You know, like particularly if you are on a budget and you need to be a little bit careful, this is when going through your queues, having a look at the patterns you want to knit, make sure you get your meterrages sorted out so you know exactly what you need. From our perspective, when we're really busy,
it's really hard.
That is one of the things that you can do to help out. It makes our job so much easier because then we know exactly what it is that you need, and
we know your yardage. We can get it right.
We can get it right, and we know that we've got it there. So do make sure you've got that information with you and sorted. It does make a massive difference.
And remember, if you are especially in the market for DK weight yarns, do remember to shop around a little bit. A lot of traders will have some DK weight yarn, but not a huge amount.
No.
So it is one of those things where if you're looking for something special, like, you know, a single skein of hand-dyed DK for a hat or something like that, just make sure that you've got eagle eyes on for that. If not, Maree will always have lots of DK.
I've always got lots of DK. So this year we deliberately wanted to do something, so we're not bringing Whisper, we're not bringing the Albertine colours, we're just keeping it really straightforward. We've got 4-ply DK and a 10-ply, and that's us. And we've got a real focus on charity, those, you know, wanting to knit to a budget, knit for charity, knit for a garment. But we will have single ball sales, as I said, on Merino Soft and on the Flight. So if you just want to get a couple of balls or something, we'll play around with some colour work, you can do that too. So everyone's been really chatty, so let's just see. Let's see what they've got to. Oh gosh, where's me pointer? There we go. I had to put, look, you can see I had to get my light on because Ethan and I looked at each other and the light was not good. It was not good.
It's not good, and we're both very pale.
Oh, Bronwyn's wanting you to talk about the cardigan. So,
which one?
The one you're wearing, I would say.
The one I'm wearing. So this is So Day by Hiroko Payne. Hiroko is a dear, dear friend of mine. She also dyed this yarn. This is Labiana May Merino Aran in the Pop Grunge colorway, which if you go online doesn't actually exist in this yarn because they custom dyed this kit for me.
Spoiled.
So this is So Day. It is from Lina issue number 6. It's a personal favorite pattern. It's an open front, top down, saddle, shoulder, all over cable cardigan. It has incorporated pockets. I should probably stand up because it doesn't really really make any sense sitting down. It's kind of a thing.
He was the best looking thing at the Arrivals Lounge. All
right, so it is. Oh, we have such a bigger room here than I'm used to. So it started at the shoulders up here. You knit downwards. It has these big cable panels all the way up to the front that disappear into your pockets.
I love this mirroring here. That's very nice detail.
I love this pattern. The pattern is currently only available in Lina issue number 6. There are some problems with the pattern if you purchase it there. The errata are online, and someone has worked very hard to get it ready for release for next year, so don't worry. Then it has this big cabled back. And
I like the fact that it's an asymmetrical helical cable as opposed to just a straight symmetrical cable.
It's really beautiful, and then it disappears off into the ribbing at the bottom with that V-shaped decrease. It's super comfortable. I added some distance on this rib, so if you look at mine and look at everyone else's, the rib on my cardigan and my collar is much deeper because I had most of a skein left when I had finished getting it to the amount of the pattern. And if there's one area we're never sad about, it's having more color. So I just made it bigger and more dramatic. If you look at the photos of the samples in Lina, please note they were not knit correctly. One of them has an error and was picked up wrong. So this has a really cool feature that I will be able to show to Maree that's hard to understand. It has a twisted stitch incorporated pickup row where you pick up out of a line of twisted stitches that you create while knitting downwards to pick up the collar. So you don't have to guess how many stitches you're picking up.
Oh, because it
has the exact number of stitches, and because it's twisted, it's actually, you pick it up at the gauge that you would work the collar in, even though you drop needle sizes, so you don't have to do any maths or any adjustments to the number of stitches you pick up.
So that's clever. It's really clever.
Yeah, Hero is like dangerously clever. She is a genius. She also is the designer of Fox Thoughts from is it issue 37 of Pom Pom Quarterly?
I've got it sitting here. It's somewhere. It's here somewhere.
Yes, anyway, she also designed Fox Thoughts, which I have 2 of, because I have a problem.
It'll be here somewhere.
Anyway, you can also just look at my projects because I knit everything she designs.
Yeah.
We friends.
But it's those little touches, you know, and that's something that Nora Gowan is really famous for as well. It's often, I mean, creating a simple shape for a garment. And I mean, look, I'm the queen of simple, don't get me wrong. I love something that is really straightforward, but it's often the magic of these little extra pieces of construction within a more complex project like this that I think makes a huge difference. Now, I did see on here, Adele is asking how much Gothic does she need to do your No Frills cardigan?
I am through the body. I've separated for the pockets. If you let me finish this row, it's making a lot more sense. I'm at 8 balls, I believe, in total with the pockets. This is going to take 9 balls, but I yet to do the final ribbing, and as we all know, that can
chew stuff up.
That can be quite a monster. Although interestingly, all of this is knit on the same size needle, so you don't change needle size throughout for the ribbing. Although I'm considering going down to actually I'm gonna have to buy a needle. I'm gonna go down to a 3.75 millimeter needle instead of doing decreases, because I don't love decreases going into ribbing. I prefer just to drop a needle size at the bottom of a cardigan. But I would say this is the second largest size. Please note there is a limited size range on the No Frills cardigan. I have put up more size inclusive options for long line cardigans in a bunch of our newsletters, and you can always just email me at hq@outlawyarn.com. But it will take minimally, I think the smallest one takes 7 balls, and the largest will take between 10 and 12. It does, remember with these bigger projects too, it's very gauge dependent.
Yeah.
The more accurate your gauge is to the pattern, the better you will get for a yarn estimate. But because the designer often works with 2 strands held together, it means that her gauge and the yardage that she consumes will be completely different than what you will get holding a single strand. Yeah. I would recommend always like having an extra ball set aside just in case. For example, I ended up, because of how the pattern is written, needing to add 5 extra centimeters to the length so the pockets would be at the right point. And I have made a modification because she had the pocket fronts in plain stockinette, and that sags over time, and I'm not a big fan of that. So I have gone ahead and adjusted my pocket fronts to be ribbed.
Yeah. Just give them a structure.
Yeah, and I'm gonna pick up, and then I'm gonna seam to the purl stitch on either side of the rib so that it's held down on the other side. And because there's a purl there, it won't be visible, which is a classic Ethan, oh, I'm making a pocket, what do I do about this trick? Because I love a pocket, but I like a pocket that works the way I want it to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
My favorite method of doing pockets actually is from the bottom up, and it is the Michelle Wang one where you cast on stitches and knit the pocket. You stop, you knit to where the pocket's going to be, then you stop, and then you knit the pocket, and then you rejoin those stitches and keep knitting, which is a cunning thing that she does, I think, on Exeter, her Exeter cardigan, which I've made one, but she uses that rather frequently. She's a big, luckily she left us a big catalog of patterns. Like, I don't know if you could actually get through all Michelle Wang's patterns in a lifetime, but she has unfortunately left the knitting industry. She has a fabulous makeup review channel though. Like, genuinely, if you're ever looking for great makeup tips, Michelle Wang, she's got you covered. And she is still intimately involved with a couple of big brands like EMIAC and others, doing great charity work and helping them. Because EMIAC is, of course, not just a business, it is also a not-for-profit that does a lot of great work in the Tibet region to help Tibetan farmers establish new grazing lands and stuff like that. I think our friends Amy and Cy at Newtown House carry some EMIAC products. So if you are ever looking for them, and you have not in a critical way, but if you have a lot of money burning a hole in your pocket, go hit them up.
And Newtown House is where I got my
Kinu,
my Ito Kinu. Yeah, that's where I got my Kinu from.
Kinu's so beautiful.
I know.
All right, we're almost there.
Yeah,
we're so close to the end of this.
What else do we need to make sure that you don't forget for Saturday? Patterns.
Water.
Oh yeah, water. Oh, shopping bags. I knew
shopping bags. Oh yes.
Shopping bags, please. We will have a handful. But to be fair, we use very little in Auckland. I'm not bringing a lot with me. So if you make sure you bring your shopping bags. I know most of you will have them in the car from the supermarket anyway, but it definitely does
help.
I
do have a bag of pink biodegradable ones, and while they're great and environmentally friendly, they do tend to fall apart while using them.
Yeah, so do make sure you remember your bags.
Yeah, we have done some experimentation with different biodegradable bags at HQ, and we've decided to try to encourage people. And I will have project bags for sale as well. That are big enough to hold a couple of bags of yarn. So if you're shopping around and you've forgotten your bag, you can always come visit Outlaw Yarn, and we have very hefty size project bags.
It's just the grey.
Yeah, the grey drawstring bags.
They're fabulous, and they're a decent size too.
Yeah, with a gusseted bottom.
Yeah, and they will take a full adult size garment.
Yeah.
They are fabulous.
Deb actually has an entire crochet blanket jammed into one at the moment.
How's that looking? The polar bear.
Oh my god, it only needs one ear.
Oh, so cute.
She's made such moves on that. It was crazy. She pulled it out, and I hadn't seen it for 2 days. And
I did it. I think it was Monday week ago. I had Deb on, and she actually showed us it's a corner to corner crochet. And
so
it's
cool.
with a motif with a polar bear. It is seriously cute. It is so cute. Well, I finished my blanket, and in fact, it went out on DHL this morning because it's going up to the US. So I'm really excited.
You already got that finished.
I've already got it finished, blocked and everything. So that is, it's all packed up in the box and going out today with DHL. So that should be with the recipient early next week. Any of our Australians here too, remember we do use DHL across to Australia, and I know a number of you love it. I mean, it is more expensive, but it's $20 New Zealand to get it sent DHL, and that is, I think, for the first 2 kilos of yarn. I think I'm pretty certain it's 2 kilos, up to 2 kilos. So
there we go.
Yeah, it is. That is definitely well worth doing it. So if you are ordering from Australia, order up to that level, because it doesn't jump up until after that.
So there we go. This is the Great Beast. This is the No Frills Cardigan. It's long, it's blue because I'm knitting mine in Byron. It is a simple top-down raglan. Now, I do really suit a raglan. A raglan is not for everyone, so don't feel pressured into making raglans. I never do that to people. The fabric is Gothic, so it's glorious because it's Bohemia with the black alpaca. And there's nothing to this. It's just really simple and beautiful.
What gauge is this on? 22?
This is on a 4mm needle, so roughly 22 stitches.
Fabulous.
Which is what the pattern is written for. So it was a really great find, and I really, really love it. I've got the pockets ready to go. So once I'm finished the body, I'm just going to go back and pick up the pockets and then knit them downwards.
Do you know what is really amazing about this, being in the Byron, is with that black alpaca, you could wear that with either blue or black or grey, and it will look fabulous.
That was kind of the plan.
Yeah.
I was just looking for something that would be a perfect neutral, and so you have to remember, the designer is Danish, I believe. So when you're reading her patterns, you have to remember that she has written them for a Danish audience. And there's a different assumption of knitting skills there. So this is not the sort of pattern that holds your hand. So if you are looking for a pattern that is straightforward to knit, once you're through the setup of knitting the neckband, because the neckband is worked from a provisional cast on, and then you go back and undo the cast on and knit an equal distance in the opposite direction. Then you break the yarn and go back to the original portion that you've knit, and you knit across the row, pick up some stitches, which the rows and the stitches don't correspond to each other, so you have to do your own maths. And then you turn the corner, and then you go back and you start your raglan increases, which is where all of that magic happens, right at the very top. I would show you this on camera better, but it's Gothic, so congratulations. Classic Ethan maneuver. Knits a simple thing, knits it in a color that you can't see. Got you covered. But yes, so once you're through that portion, That's the only really tricky part. But you have to read the pattern all the way. So you need to read each section as you go, but read the whole section, because some parts only become clear once you've read all of the instructions, which is normal for European knitting patterns, but not normal for the way we're used to experiencing patterns. So don't be surprised or put off. Once it's set up, it's a super straightforward knit.
And actually, it's European. Also, the Japanese are like that too.
Oh, the Japanese, you're lucky if you get a stitch count.
Yeah.
So like cast on according to gauge X number of centimeters, and you're like, do what with a who now? Oh, and then work from stitch pattern 446 from Stitch Bible 32. You're like, I bought a Japanese pattern off the internet many, many moons ago from, I think, Walnut, when Walnut first opened up online sales. So this would have been like 2007. And I did not know what I was getting into. And this thing that just looked like a map booklet arrived from Japan. And I was like, oh, well, this will be fine. I've never knit it because I've never been able to find the Stitch Bible that goes with it. I have no idea how the stitch was made.
Yeah, I could totally believe it. Karen is just saying, if anyone's interested in acquiring some more Gothic, she was in at Sunspun in Melbourne this week, and they still had a bit, so she's gone and popped. So if anyone's really desperate, there you go. She's gone and popped up Sunspun's web address, and they are in. And I want to say Chatswood in Melbourne. Is it Chatswood?
I've never been to Melbourne. I have no idea.
It's fabulous. I've been to that store. If you've ever, it's a gorgeous wee store. Is it still in the same place, Karen? It was. It's on a corner, a lovely old store. It's really, really neat. So
things are reopened. Maybe we'll have to go on an exploratory adventure.
True. And it's actually not in central Melbourne. It's sort of out a little bit. It's like a handful of train stops down. So it's Canterbury.
The irony.
Hello, the irony. Yeah, Canterbury. I knew it began with C. Canterbury. Seriously, it is like it's like you were in Canterbury. It's what it looks like. Like Canterbury. Yeah. Like Christchurch.
That's why they're all called Canterbury. Yeah, there's one everywhere.
Yeah.
Everywhere you go, you'll find a Canterbury.
Right. I think we've chatted away long enough, and we're going to keep moving because we've got
things to do.
We've got cars to load, and we need to organise a whole bunch of things to get away. We need to be fed because even though you guys couldn't hear it, Ethan's been sitting here listening to my stomach rumble.
My stomach has also started to rumble. I do
sympathetic rumbling.
Well, no, I'm not particularly pleasant if I don't eat, as you know. So
so we're going to do that. We thoroughly look forward to seeing as many of you on Saturday. So as we said, 10 till 3, it's at the Whirinaki Wharetonga, which is the Old Expressions Art Gallery in Upper Hutt. Relatively easy to find. Hopefully, fingers crossed, touch wood, I will get out another newsletter to you guys today, even if it's just a revision of the one that I sent out the other day. But I'll see how we go for time. But as I said, we have now added this into the mix.
So good.
So it's going to be brilliant. So until then, thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, and what time is your flight on Monday?
Sometime in the afternoon.
Oh,
2.
So
I'll be here Monday too.
We'll be here Monday. So we'll do this again on Monday.
We'll do it again on Monday. Maybe I'll have a finished cardigan. We'll find out.
Yeah, and we can cover off the aftermath.
Yeah. Oh, God.
Yeah. There you go.
We'll bring drinks.
All right. Till then, take care. Bye.